Welcome to our tutorial on how to play Blackjack. We'll begin with a quick overview of the rules, which are very easy, and then focus on giving you some basic tips which will help your Blackjack strategy. The aim of the game is simple: to try and make the sum of your cards higher than the sum of the dealer's without going over 21. Here's an example. If your hand totals 19 and the dealer's got 17, then you win. You start the game by being dealt 2 cards. Picture cards count as 10, while aces can be 1 or 11. You'll see your 2 cards as well as the dealer's first, and it's at this point you need to decide what to do. The most common decision being whether you'd like to hit or stand. So let's start by covering when you should hit and when you should stand. The most important piece of advice a Blackjack player will ever receive is this: you don't need to get 21 to win. You just need to be closer than the dealer. And there are a few rules the dealer must abide by. Firstly, in most variations of Blackjack we have on site, the dealer has to stand if they hold 17 or over, and must hit if they've got 16 or less. So take a look at this example. You've got a 13 and the dealer's showing a 6. Your best move here is to stand, because although 13 isn't a great hand, the dealer's other card will often put them somewhere in the low teens. And because they can't stand below 17, they'll have to hit again, at which point they'll stand a good chance of going bust. However, if you've seen your 13 as a bad hand and hit yourself, before looking at what the dealer's got, you could easily have drawn anything above an 8, gone bust, and given the hand away. So in summary, always look at what the dealer's been dealt as well as your own hand before making the decision to hit or stand. Next, we'll talk about doubling down. Depending on which Blackjack variant you're playing, you'll be given the option to double down when you've been dealt cards that total between 9 and 11, or on some variations, any 2 cards. When you double down, you double your original bet and take 1 more card. The best time to do this is when you're confident you've got a strong hand. The most obvious example of when to double down is when you've got a hand totaling 11. The hope is that you'll get one of the many 10 cards in the pack and then stand on 21. Another less obvious example is if you've got a 9 and the dealer has a 6. In this case, you'll stand a good chance of ending up in the mid or high teens, while the dealer has a good chance of going bust. The great thing with doubling down is the excitement that comes from knowing you've got a good hand and you can raise the stakes for a bigger win. Use it wisely and it could be a nice addition to your Blackjack strategy. Next up, let's cover splitting. If you get 2 matching cards, you can choose to split them. When you do this, you double your bet and make 2 new hands that you'll manage separately. Probably the best pair to split would be 2 aces. Together they don't make a strong hand, but once they're separated, you've got the chance of managing 2 strong hands. Finally, we'll cover insurance. As a general rule of thumb, you should never take insurance, as it doesn't offer you the best value over time. Insurance is only available if the dealer turns an ace, and is basically a bet that he'll have Blackjack. If you take the insurance, you'll bet half your initial wager, and if the dealer has Blackjack, which is classed as an ace and any picture card or 10, you'll win at 2 to 1, thus getting your initial stake back. Vegas Strip has a few rule variations that make it a little different to our other Blackjack games. First, the game offers you the chance to double down on any 2 cards. Secondly, if you receive 2 cards of the same value, including mismatched picture cards, you can split. Finally, unlike Vegas Downtown, the dealer must stand on all 17. Enjoy the game and good luck.